Welcome back to the Braun project. We lost several weeks, almost 3 weeks due to rain, but as you can see behind me, the masonry crew was finally able to get out here last week and dodge some thunderstorms and get started. What you see behind me is about 3 days worth of work. With any luck, we hope they'll finish this up next week and be ready for framing.
We're very excited to be building a custom home. One of the things that shouldn't have surprised us, but definitely surprised me, was the enormous amount of selections we have to make in order to pick everything in your own home. When I first opened the 27-page document of the selections I had to make, I was pretty overwhelmed. But we're making progress on the selections, and today's the first time that I've brought out the sample of our siding, the metal roof, to see how it looks with the brick that we selected. Most everything we select off of perhaps a tiny swatch, a piece this big, a piece this big. We spent a lot of time driving around houses looking at roofs and siding and brick before we made our decisions, and I think I'm really pretty happy with what we've selected here. But to show an example of how detailed it is in making the selections, we had to select the brick, we had to select the mortar color, and then we had to select the pattern of how the mortar would look. And we chose a deeper groove. So we're pretty proud of how the selection came out. We really love this brick. The best part about this brick selection was we were in the brick store for 5 minutes. Totally amazed, Skip. 5 minutes I picked the brick.
Foundation construction varies by areas of the country. In our area, this brick block foundation wall is pretty common. Other areas, they may use a slab or a poured concrete. But here, this is what we're doing. You'll see what they're doing here is they're using a 4-inch concrete block along with a structural brick to make an 8-inch thick concrete block wall. What this ends up doing, they end up filling the mortar in between. They use these brick ties every couple of courses or so. They slide these in the mortar, and that ties the two courses together. And what you end up with is an 8-inch thick wall that is really pretty close in strength to an actual poured concrete wall, except it's probably half the price. Before each new trade starts work on the project, I go out and meet with them at the job site. Each crew got a set of plans emailed to them a few months ago when we were budgeting, but there have been some minor changes since then. Our project manager has been good about getting that information to all the subs, but I like to make sure they're clear on everything and have all the latest plans before they start work. All the folks I've talked to have really been great and appreciated me stopping by. They've even made some suggestions on how to slightly tweak things to make the house better. When we were interviewing builders, we had a set of questions that we asked them. One of those questions was, what will our access to the building site be once you get started with the project? A few of the companies said you'd need to be escorted by their project manager. Another one said that we'd have limited access to some preset milestones. The company we ended up going with had a great answer to that question. Their answer was, hey, it's your property and it's your house. Who am I to say you can't be on site? In fact, I want you on site as much as possible. Nobody knows the plans better than you do, and the more you're here, the smoother the build will go.
I love our project manager, George. When we met, he told me that his job was to tell me yes. I think Skip wishes he'd tell me no a whole lot more. I met with an interior designer last week to help me design the kitchens and bathrooms. I will then take those designs to a couple of different cabinet companies to get the price and quality point that we want, since that's a significant portion of our budget allowances. The interior designer is also helping me pick wall colors, flooring, lighting, and bathroom faucets and shower components.
As you can see, the silt fence is getting a workout with all the rain that we've had. It just about collapsed down at this end. I was able to enlist some help with AJ and Keegan to help me start digging this out, and I'll come out tomorrow and start repairing it. Okay, I've got most of the silt fence dug out, and now I just need to staple it back up. Get it back on the, there we go. There we go. All set. One of the other projects we're working on is making some trails around the property. This section of trail was getting washed out by a runoff creek. The runoff was saturating all the ground at the bottom of the hill and making this area just too muddy to be usable. We rented an excavator to dig a ditch to provide a path for the runoff creek to flow, and then added a 12-inch culvert to cross the path. We then backfilled the dirt to build up the path, to go over the culvert. It's only been a week, but the entire area is drying out nicely. Once it's completely dry, we'll come back in and add some more fill and grade it smooth, and it'll be perfect.